Welcome back to Movie Lover Recap. I'm gonna tell you about an action war movie called Kingdom from 2019. Now sit back and enjoy the movie. The film begins with the appearance of two young orphans named Li Xin and Shang Jiao who have just been bought by an old man named Uncle Wu to serve as slaves. Despite the tough life, they're trying to make it through and showing care for one another. It seems like they also have a passion and dream of becoming a brave general, after witnessing the greatness of a general named Oki. In their leisure time, after gathering and chopping firewood, Xin and Diao practice fighting in the middle of the forest, using the wooden swords they made. Over the years, they have consistently trained to improve their fighting skills and to hone their agility. After practicing daily, they grew into excellent swordsmen and skilled warriors. One day, while they were training together, a general named Cheng witnessed Diao's skill in combat with a sword and commended him. The next day, General Cheng went to Uncle Wu's house and informed him that the royal kingdom was conducting recruitment to seek royal soldiers from different regions. The purpose of his visit is to see Uncle Wu and request permission to take Diao to the kingdom and train him as one of the valiant soldiers of the kingdom. Although Xin did not get the same opportunity as Diao, he is happy with the offer and supports his friend in achieving his dreams. On that night, before they parted ways, Xin and Diao fought for the last time and promised each other to continue pursuing their dreams. Xin is determined to train harder to match Diao's excellence, and to become a royal soldier and get one step closer to their dream of becoming a great general. In the following days, Xin began the arduous training to improve his sword fighting technique. Due to his rigorous training, his fighting skills significantly enhanced, enabling him to effortlessly split a large rock using only his wooden sword. After a few days, one night while he was resting in his hut, Xin was surprised by the arrival of Diao, who had a severe wound. While feeling weak, Diao explained that there had been a rebellion in the kingdom where the king's brother sent an assassin to kill the king. In this chaos, Diao was sacrificed by the royal officials by appointing him to impersonate the king. Before dying, he ordered Xin to go to a village that was included in the map he was carrying. He explained that Xin would meet an army in the village that could train him to become a strong warrior. That night, Xin ran extremely fast towards the village mentioned by Diao. But while he was on the road, he was surrounded by groups of thugs, so he had to fight them. Fortunately, due to the rigorous training he went through, he easily beat all the members of the bad guys. After the battle, he continued his journey and reached his destination, where he saw a small hut that King Yuan was currently staying in after he escaped from the kingdom. King Yuan explained to Xin that General Cheng intentionally brought Diao to the kingdom because he had a face that looked almost like King Yuan's. They intend to deceive the royal officials who betrayed them and orchestrated a rebellion along with his younger brother, Prince Reiji. On the other hand, some members of the royal army went to Uncle Wu's house and discovered Diao's lifeless body. Prince Reiji's accomplice, General Ji, realized that the person he had killed was not King Yuan but an ordinary man named Diao. Meanwhile, when Xin learned that Diao was deceived and sacrificed by the kingdom, he felt anger towards King Yuan. While they were arguing, an assassin sent by Prince Reiji suddenly appeared in their hideout and intended to kill the king. The assassin urged Xin to kill King Yuan because it was the command of the royal officials who also had Diao killed. But instead of listening to the assassin's words, he attacked the assassin because he suspected that he was the one who killed his friend. After an intense fight using various deadly attacks, Xin finally managed to take out the assassin. After the battle, he returned to King Yuan and expressed his disappointment because he still couldn't accept the death of Diao. But King Yuan attempted to calm her down and informed her that all of Diao's suffering was a sacrifice to save the entire kingdom. King Yuan explained that he needed to stay alive so that the power of the king would not fall into the hands of his extremely corrupt and cruel younger brother, because if this happened, the kingdom would definitely be destroyed. King Yuan urged Xin to join him to form a new army and reclaim the kingdom from Prince Reiji so that the sacrifices and death of Diao would not be in vain. On the other hand, Prince Reiji felt immense anger after receiving the news that King Yuan was still alive, which is why he ordered his assassins to hunt down his older brother. The next day, while King Yuan and Shin were walking in the forest, they were suddenly attacked by an assassin who used a poisoned needle as a weapon. Shin fought the assassin until he was able to slash the enemy's neck with his sword. After successfully killing the assassin, he suddenly collapsed and lost consciousness due to the sting of the poisoned needle on his body. Fortunately, he was saved by King Yuan and was cared for until he recovered. When Shin woke up from his sleep, they were surprised by the presence of groups of the royal army that suddenly entered their hideout. Fortunately, this royal army is under General Cheng, who remains loyal to King Yuan even to this day. After declaring his loyalty to the king, General Cheng helped them come up with a strategy to take back the throne from Prince Reggie. On the other hand, although Prince Reggie has not yet succeeded in killing King Yuan, he has already decided to declare himself as the new king in front of the entire army of the kingdom. Meanwhile, King Yuan was worried because he had only a small army compared to the one held by his brother. Upon hearing this, the general advised him to meet with the mountain tribes and ask for their help in forming a large army alliance. Upon hearing this, King Yuan agreed and immediately ordered the troops to begin the journey to the mountain tribe. After a long journey, King Yuan and his troops finally arrived at the border region of the mountain tribes. But when they arrived there, they were not treated well by the tribes. Instead, they were made prisoners. After meeting with the leaders of the tribes, King Yuan expressed his motives and requested their help in reclaiming the royal throne currently held by his younger brother. The leaders rejected his request because they were betrayed by the royal officials at that time, which led to the death of many members of their tribe. King Yuan did not want to give up that easily, so he asked for forgiveness from all the members of the tribe for the sins committed by the previous royal officials. When she heard the sincerity in his apology, the leader of the mountain tribe decided to forgive him and help him reclaim the throne. Even the mountain tribes will forge an alliance with his army to attack the king's palace. After this, King Yuan and others began to formulate a strategy to attack the royal forces from different directions. He will send Shin and General Cheng as the first army, while he will disguise himself as a member of the mountain tribe and become the leader of the second army, along with the tribesman and tribe leader. The next day, after the mountain tribe and King Yuan's troops arrived in the kingdom, the leader of the mountain tribe faced the commander of the kingdom and said that his entire troop would join the army of Prince Reggie. Upon hearing the good intentions of the tribesmen, the royal commander allowed them to enter the kingdom. After all, the armies of King Yuan and the mountain tribe successfully entered the kingdom and immediately attacked the soldiers guarding the gate. After this, King Yuan ordered Shin to pass through the secret passage while he and the second army would head towards the main route along with the leaders of the tribesmen. Upon entering, a huge battle began between the mountain tribes and the soldiers defending the kingdom. With their skills in combat and the physical strength of the mountain tribesmen, they managed to defeat most of the royal soldiers. On the other hand, Shin and the first army had to fight a very powerful giant monster to get through the secret passage. Although at first they seemed to struggle to defeat the monster, later Shin was able to kill the monster using a very powerful sword technique, just as he did before with the large rock. It wasn't long before Shin and the first squad managed to enter the king's palace to kill Prince Reggie. However, Prince Reggie sat proudly and completely relaxed on his throne and called one of the kingdom's greatest generals, General Ji. He challenged Shin to a one-on-one fight against General Ji, and our protagonist accepted without hesitation. The battle between the two became intense because they both possessed remarkable skills and excellence in fighting with swords. However, Shin showed greater courage and determination than General Ji, so in the end, Shin won the fight. After General Ji was killed in front of him, Prince Reggie decided to flee the palace, but in front of the palace gate, he was already surrounded by King Yuan and the army of the mountain tribe. King Yuan did not have a hard time fighting Prince Reggie because he easily knocked him down with just one strike. Not long after, the strongest general of the neighboring kingdom, General Oki, approached King Yuan and asked why he needed to fight. King Yuan replied that he needed to reclaim the throne so that the king's power would not be abused by traitors. His goal is to unite all the kingdoms in Japan to create justice and peace for all the kingdoms. Upon hearing his explanation, General Oki agreed to his wishes and promised to help him implement his goal. Nevertheless, one of the royal generals still loyal to Prince Reggie could not accept King Yuan's victory and immediately ordered his followers to attack General Oki and King Yuan. But with such confidence, General Oki easily defeated all the soldiers with just one attack. Upon seeing this, the general who still supported Prince Reggie was greatly angered and acted to attack King Yuan. Fortunately, Shin quickly prevented the general's attack and directly aimed his sword, which led to the general's death. The heroic actions shown by Shin were praised by General Oki, who said that one day Shin would become one of the strongest generals of the kingdom. After praising Shin, General Oki and his army departed from the kingdom, but before leaving, Shin gave him his name and asked him to remember it. Now that Prince Reggie has been defeated and all the treacherous generals are dead, King Yuan, the mountain tribe, and his army celebrated their victory because they successfully seized the throne from the traitorous prince. Before the leader of the mountain tribes left the king's palace, he gave Shin a sword of pride as a reward for his displayed bravery. Now that he has gained the recognition of a brave general, and the support of the entire mountain tribe, Shin is closer to his dream of becoming a great general in the future, and this is where the movie ends. Please press the like button if you enjoyed the movie. Thank you very much for watching.